Well, hey everybody, I am so glad that you are back with me today to talk about the third reason of five. Yes, there are 5 reasons why you do not have to finish your curriculum in order to end your school year. That is one of the biggest fears that parents have, and all this month we are going to be looking at the fears that tackle a lot of homeschooling parents, particularly the first couple of years, here at the end of the year. And this is for sure the biggest one, this fear that they can't move on to summer until they have finished their curriculum. But you are tired, your children are tired, y'all are burnt out. It is time to stop, and I'm going to help you to do that and to feel okay with that decision. So today we're going to be looking at reason number 3. If you haven't seen reasons number 1 and 2, when we're done here, I hope you will take a look at the news feed here on the page. Go take a look for those other 2 videos. And remember that if you are craving some empowering homeschool encouragement, to get on my emailing list, because you will get emails that are going to help you the same way. Real quick wins and exciting things that help you realize, oh, I don't have to do it that way. I can do it my way. Less is more. That's going to help you to enjoy your homeschooling. So go to goodschooling.net, scroll to the bottom, put your email in, and then you will be able to get encouragement like this in your inbox all the time. So what is the third reason why you do not have to finish your curriculum? Well, the fear that drives the one that we're going to talk about today is this fear that if I don't finish the curriculum, my child can't graduate to the next level. They can't go from kindergarten to first grade. They can't go from third grade to fourth grade. They can't go from freshman year to sophomore year. They haven't finished, and so we can't move on to the next grade. So there are 2 things that we need to talk about to help you understand why this is not something that you need to worry about, okay? The first thing that you need to realize is that grade levels are 100% arbitrary. They mean literally nothing outside of the conventional school approach. And even if you are a conventional homeschooler, which is 100% okay, if that is the philosophy that resonates with you, that you feel best about, that fits your kids, it's totally okay to do school at home if that's what fits you. But even if you're doing school at home, grade levels are still arbitrary. They mean nothing outside of the brick and mortar school system. The other thing that you need to realize is that the information that they teach at each of those grade levels is also arbitrary. There is nothing about a child's development that says, well, you're in 3rd grade now, and so now you are ready to learn about birds. Okay, but for some reason, 3rd grade, for a lot of science programs, that's the year they learn about birds, okay? But there's nothing about being a 3rd grader that means that your body is primed, your brain is ready to receive bird information, okay? No, there is nothing about any particular grade level that means you have to teach certain information at each one. Now, what does that mean for you and this year? It means that it does not matter if you haven't finished. End your year, get on vacation, let everybody relax, and when you start in the fall, just pick right up where you left off. You can do that. It doesn't matter if you only have 1 month left of material. It doesn't matter if you have got most of it finished and you just have a little bit left. Now, quite frankly, if that's the case, I wouldn't even bother starting it over in the fall. I would just say, okay, we're done. And someday, if it's really important to you that we talk about things, the stuff that we're skipping, we will. But if you're one of those parents who are like, I got to milk everything that I buy, I got to milk it all. I got to use it all because I do not have the money to necessarily just say, oh, we're done with this, even though we're not. And I get that too. So here's the thing. It doesn't matter what grade your child is in this year. And it doesn't matter what grade they're going to be in next year. When you start homeschooling, you get to decide what constitutes the education that I want my children to earn this year. At what point am I going to say we are now ready to move on? Not even move on to the next grade level, but just move on from this material. Maybe you just do it for exposure and you kind of wait to see if your kid is interested or not and kind of what they're retaining. And then you decide, yes, we'll move on, or you decide, no, we'll stick with this for a while. Or maybe you take a mastery approach where you say, you know what, we're sticking with this until you get it. Well, if you're doing a mastery approach, it absolutely makes sense not to move on, right? Until they're done. But does that mean, oh, you don't get to go into 3rd grade next year? No. Call the years whatever you want to call them. You can call them third grade. You can call it Delta grade. You can call it grade C. You could call it purple grade. You don't even have to call it anything. You can just say we're homeschooling again this year, right? You don't have to put grade levels on it. When you start the school year next year, you get to decide, what are we going to start with? And you can start with the curriculum that you didn't finish this year, or you can move on. It doesn't matter. You, as the parent, get to decide, when do we move on from this curriculum? Take grade levels completely out of the equation. They don't mean anything. Outside of the little bubble of brick and mortar school, grade levels are arbitrary, and so is the information in them. Just teach your kids where they are, what works for them, what they are ready to learn, what works for them developmentally, and then move on. And whatever grade you want to call them, you can call them that. It doesn't matter. So if you have been freaking out thinking, well, if we're not done, then my kid we can't start third grade next year. This is me giving you permission to say, yeah, sure you can. Do whatever you want. It's your homeschool. You are the boss. You get to make those calls. Finish the curriculum or don't finish the curriculum. Do whatever is going to work for your family. And if everybody is stressed out right now, if everybody is burnt out and really just needs to get to summer break, then take the break. It's all good. All right? I hope that has eased some people's fears and concerns. Please let me know how else I can help you to feel comfortable moving on to summer break and letting all this go. I always take the weekend off, or at least I try to, for work. So our next numbers 4 and 5, reasons 4 and 5, 4 and 5, there we go. I really do know how to count. Those are going to be next week on Monday and Tuesday. So if you haven't seen reasons 1 and 2, in a second here when we wrap up, go take a look at those, and I hope that those bless you as well. And then join me again on Monday afternoon where we will be talking about reason number 4, why you do not have to finish your curriculum before you take your summer break. All right, I will see y'all again later. Take care. Bye.